We're back up. We're back up, Rob.
We're back up.
So there should be a new link on our page
our
now.
YouTube
so
page.
you have people checking it out. Tell them to go check out that new link. Anyway, check out the link. How's it sound, Rob?
I'm trying to find the link. We'll just throw a commercial in here during this
Yes,
one.
this will be our commercial break. We're back up, Rob.
Oh,
that sounds great.
That sounds great now.
So there's a new link on our page. Love that for all of us. People checking it out. Okay. Check out that
Okay. All right. Good. They're back. All right. That's back. Okay.
Okay. Thanks for letting us know, man.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. It's a good thing we have a guest on the show. He's on top of these things.
So anyway, as we were mentioning before our commercial break, you train at Speed Power Strength Gym. How long have you been training there? What do you like?
I really enjoy it. It's been great. And see. Sorry, what was the first?
That's about it. Is there a specific thing? Is there a reason why you train at that gym versus close to your house?
It's the closest, and I really like being at that gym. I've been there for like 5 years now.
That's all. I was wrong. Your coach, Mike Jenkins, not same last name as you. But there's a bigger question in here. You have already received scholarships. You accept okay, that makes sense.
As an LSU, love me some LSU.
You should do that. And then big fan of Star Wars. What was your first memory of Star Wars? What's your Star Wars story?
I got into Star Wars through Awakens, and
So did you, after watching The Force Awakens, did you then dig into some of the other stuff, like the other stuff?
because it's hard to find the older movies.
And you're keeping up to date with while you're watching the Acolyte, you're watching all that. Right. Your thoughts so far on the show? We can be honest.
Yeah, no, I don't necessarily like the order of the episodes, and I think that the good episode.
Yeah, it's episode so far. It's the first season. Oh, we lost them. We lost Rucker. Oh no,
Rucker, where'd you go? Please hold while we find our guest.
Rucker has disappeared. We're waiting for him to come back. We can pop open since he's only 15. We don't want him drinking.
Yeah, I already.
I know you already did. But I went out today and I got some Evil Genius beer. Appropriate for this show because the Acolyte is what it is, and then we said it's a key lime margarita beer. I don't even know. There's a lot of adjectives in there. It'll be interesting to see what it tastes like. I don't know. Let's see. It's clear so far. I think it's
bad, man. Careless.
Way too fast.
Careless.
Way too fast.
You're gonna be fizzing all day.
I know. Luckily, I still have plenty left, so I can try and.
What? That's gonna get worse if you keep doing that.
Yeah, I was trying to make it go down. Oh, and he's back.
Do we got him? We got him. There he is. Hey, man.
Almost
got him.
See his face. I don't think he's. We don't hear him. He hasn't. Oh,
he's gone again.
He's gone again. All right, let's try this.
How is the fuzzy beer?
So it's a sour.
Yeah.
Key lime margarita sour. It's exactly what it says. Sure. Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, if I.
That's not what you knew.
No.
Sure. Yeah, that's what you got.
One of those things. Yeah.
Rucker, can you hear us? It's okay.
That's okay.
You would not believe the amount of technical difficulties that podcasts have.
Being educated, every kid who brings a Chromebook to school is charged. So it doesn't surprise us there, Rucker.
Yep.
I have a question for you about the Rogue One soundtrack was played for you at the Youth Championships. Tell us all about that. Tell us the big So what was the whole story?
Yeah, we were getting ready for the Imperial March on.
I can see that, yeah.
That's a whole vibe that one. Trying to get psyched up, especially like I said, I used to. So like there are certain things to play to get yourself in the do the trick.
That would definitely do the trick.
No, I think I don't.
Was on it. It was already bending in half when he picked it up. He couldn't put any more on. Yeah, so that's awesome. Well, it's David from PewDiePod, our good friends over at PewDiePod, and he's also into weightlifting. Now he's not 15. This David. He's older than me, Nick. I know you didn't think anybody was older than me, but
no, I have.
So David's out there powerlifting, training, and one day we see him out. Is he what's 50 pounds? 60 pounds.
I bet he uses a Smith machine. He's on the Smith machine doing lunges. With the bar.
Just the one bar on the machine. When Rucker's done, he's got to take off all the plate because I'm not putting all the pressure on you, but when you are in the Olympics in, what do you think, 8 years from now?
4.
4 years?
Next summer.
You think you can do it by next summer Olympics? When you're there next summer Olympics and you're wearing a Bantha podcast shirt as you're clean and jerking 700 kilos. The Volkswagen, look at him. He can do it.
Has a lot of faith in you.
I have he's gonna put a Volkswagen each side of the bar, and he's just gonna watch this.
So like Popeyes, need his
His
spinach.
Popeye, yes, spinach, and a Bantha shirt, and he'll be set to go. So David, he was very impressive. Imperial March going up there, and the fact that you're a huge Star Wars fan, that he thought you would be a great guest for us. So I think this is awesome. Anybody who's this year at the Olympics, you're not going to see him this year. Look for Rucker out there, cleaning, jerking, and snapping and
snatching, maybe snatching.
And I'll still be working on my 5 minutes. And Rucker. What we're going to do is we're going to hit up another real fast commercial, and then we're going to talk about the Acolyte. So if you want to stick around, Rucker, you can stick through these commercial breaks. We're going to put them in and post there.
Yeah, these don't actually happen for the
sure do there. That was
to sell that product. Rucker uses 4 of those products every workout. And stay strong and effective in the gym and in the classroom.
That's right. Oh yeah, same GP, doesn't he, Rucker?
Yeah.
Yeah. GP. Just whatever you do, Bantha. They're the worst people.
How dare you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
How dare you?
I'm already in the orchestra. So
Oh no!
It's in the orchestra.
Violin.
Good for you, brother.
Nice.
Keep it up. Don't let this guy keep on fighting the good
Look,
fight.
just because I can't play, so that's awesome. So Nick's a band director, and then you play the orchestra. You're waiting. He does do it all. He does do it all.
Rucker is the model. Look at this. You really can.
Do you cook as well, Rucker?
Yes, but not often.
Not often.
He can do it. He pulls it out when
he needs to. When nobody else is around, he can make any there is.
That's right.
Water like anybody business. Hey, buddy, who my buddy, because I can't remember anybody's names, and being a teacher, that's a really bad thing, because I do these things here. So I just call everybody. So in this case, it would actually fit.
That's right.
I could just call you buddy, and it would actually work. So that works out really well for me, and I'll be set. All right, I have this book. And we talked about the first 2 last week, Nick. This, we'll do 2 more. A Man with a Vision. After George Lucas had completed a script for the first Star Wars, Mark Hamill never saw a Star Wars movie before being one.
Wow, what poser.
I know what
It's crazy.
Whatever. After Lucas completed the script, he started looking for productions. He found one at 20th Century Fox. Unlike Lucas himself, they were not wholly convinced of the commercial success. Lucas retained all the potential sequels and all Star Wars merchandise. And how much money George Lucas has made over the years selling figures, breakfast cereal, bedding, and anything connected.
Yeah, made all his money on
merchandise, and that was like nobody did merchandise.
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? And now he's making billions of dollars just on really on toys and all. All right, last one. The forest of used so-called all-terrain scout transports, ATST for short. During the battle against the rebels in the east, ATST is captured by Chewbacca and Chewie. When it was complete, the model of the 8 feet tall was to be set up was just buried somewhere on the side. I don't know how to put this back together.
It's like in the backyard.
Buried in the backyard. So it's pretty funny. So the ATST is buried somewhere. You can go try and find it. You're out there in California. You're near the
You're
woods.
closest.
Start digging.
We'll be out there as soon as we can.
As soon as California.
Build chest strength.
It's
All right, so let's talk Acolyte. Last week, we talked what I would say is the best episode of two episodes since then, and it was our sincere hope that episode 5 we were a distinct turning point, and that from here we got. Did that hold water?
no, not even a little bit. Because episode 6 shows, including all nonsense. IMDb description: an island, identity and destiny arrive.
Yeah. That episode, even happy with a glimpse of Light Whip.
Yes.
That was the one where he went all shirtless, Kylo.
Yes, we saw Manny
Jacinto
with no clothes on whatsoever.
Yeah, he took a bath.
Took a bath.
And then,
so he got whipped with
and that's what people were saying. Vernestra's a bad guy. I think it's possible that those are whip marks. I don't know what probably happened is that he
obviously he was a Jedi because he knows too much to have trained himself. So just like Dooku was a Jedi first, so he was a Jedi at some point in time.
I mean, trained by whoever his master is, but I think it is more likely that he was a Jedi who did something where, because this whole series setting up, hey, this is how the Jedi started to become corrupt, started to get handcuffed. What we've seen is Vernestra trying to sweep. Oh, we can't let this get out. We have a political rival. Do that all day. Fire thing they did, plus whatever Vernestra has gone in the past, are things that were swept under the rug. When they're talking this whole, how do you kill a Jedi without killing the Jedi as a whole?
Yeah.
And I think how you do that is by, you expose them, like people this time see them as, oh, these are the good guys, they're they're like, lying about this illusion that the Jedi are these people, and the boys to come in and start them so you devolve the corruption that we see.
Correct.
That's my thought.
That's mixed thoughts. So, going back to we see this, right?
He's like a bumbling
The
dude.
bumbling, yeah.
So his specifically, like, they've been pretty cagey
Sith
about
name,
that, but like,
yeah.
he Kanye is specifically not this guy. This guy, like a stranger,
The child
right?
then became Grogu.
Right.
I mean, yeah. He, well, in the very beginning, he is still trying to on the ship with her soul, and she's disguising herself as her sister and thinks that nobody knows, even though the little badger dude smells her out, rather than saying the real names and all that other stuff. And then she gets on the microphone and she's about to call somebody, whatever, and then he stuns her and ties her down, whatever. And he tells her, "I've had 16 years to tell you this, so you need to hear all this."
He gets all villainy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he
weird, like smirky, angry smile on his face.
Yeah. You know, the dark side causes anger.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, that's what I hear. And then you flip that over, and the strangers, you know,
Chill.
He's taking a bath. He says, "Look, you can leave. I'm not keeping you here. Spaceship's over there. You better start swimming now if you want to island that they're on."
Octo, yeah. Thought was
I was watching Screen Crush, and he neither confirmed or denied that it was Octo. What he did say was they definitely didn't film it on Earth. So whether it's supposed to be Octo or not, which would be interesting.
right.
Right.
At some point, the temple was lost. Right. So it's just was
Right. Yeah. So he knew where it was. So it would be interesting. I'm sure that's what we're into too. And who knows if there's going to be another season. So he's all trying to train her. He's being nice. The Jedi are being, and then the other group of Jedi go to the planet and find all the dead Jedi there. And they did what I was hoping Soul would have done last episode, which he could say, "All right, get everybody, you know, get back to the ship. Like, you don't leave your fallen fellows behind." And all that stuff. Mog Adana, the guy who, like, her Padawan, I guess he is. He's like kind of whiny and whatever.
Moog,
Yeah, Moog, yeah. He was, I don't know, whatever. There really wasn't much that happened in this episode.
There was one line that I really liked because it kind of that it kind of again gave like a little people who are familiar because like in the books and comics these force visions that are really intense. And so like when he's saying, I know that you don't like traveling in hyperspace, and she's like, it's not that I don't like it, it makes me under whatever it is.
Yeah,
that's what she was referring to.
Right.
Line that you probably like the fact that she did experience these intense force visions, and it's at least like a nod to what's going on. And for that reason, it makes me suspicious of Vernestra being a bad guy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now, Vernestra in the most recent book, and in the most recent book was set 120 years before this. So, you know, she's much like she's like Rucker. But for real though, like she kind of she's this precocious kid, and she's really good. She's the youngest Jedi But like she's not the council. Like there are parts in the book specific where her and the other character, they're not sure that the Jedi Council is like specifically the Jedi Council is not always right.
And in the movies, they do that, or in the series,
Right.
they do that. They don't. Maybe it's in the episode 7. They're like, we don't need to tell the council about this.
The council, but I don't think that it's something that is like, oh my gosh, Fernez was a villain.
Because they do hint at that a lot in episode 7 with every and OSHA and training her and all this other stuff that they're keeping this whole mission basically a secret. Saying, they even talk about it in sequels and everything. The Jedi Council, when they first in episode 2 or 3, whatever of the movies, and they say, okay, well, if the Sith is back, people won't trust this to ourselves, type of thing. Like Yoda says that to Mace Windu. So there is a lot of Jedi series. Rucker, did you have any opinion on episode 6?
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't exactly a wholly remarkable. Felt like filler in a show that does not have room for filler.
Yeah. But there's
36 minutes. There was slightly more happening in episode 7, but not near like episode 5. We got the other side of our flag. We didn't really get a lot more clarity. Like we saw what happened. We saw that Soul. Well, first of all, we saw the interaction between the witches and their first interaction. We saw what's Tommen, by the way, the kid who. Well, I didn't realize until my wife pointed it out. That she went into his head and essentially it was like exploiting, like, trying to figure out what he wanted most. I guess he just wants to get the hell out of it.
They show you what it when the Jedi go into your head and mess with you.
It's almost
to,
like an ethereal, I guess. So yeah, we got to see exactly why he went a little nutty. It made the Jedi look worse. Like it made them look like they were just kind of barging in to see what was going on. And, but it really just made Soul look worse. Because like at a certain point, it just kind of makes him look like he's just trying. Hey, we're for a reason. And he found his reason, and he made a big.
And he made sure that he got his way, no matter what else happened. He wanted to make sure he got his way, and in doing so,
Jedi-like.
And it messed up a lot of things in doing so, and Anakin being too old. They were saying Mace too old, like a lot of, and then him being like, "Oh, I'm going to do it anyway," just like Obi-Wan. I'm going to do it anyway. They did a flashback to episode 3, which was the worst episode. So as soon as they're flashing back to episode 3, I wanted to immediately as I'm watching.
And I think they did sing a little bit.
They tried to, and at the very end of it, they had like a pop song.
What was that all about?
Yeah.
That was really strange.
I'm sure, Rucker, that's on your playlist now when you're working out. Is that pop song?
Probably.
It was all like,
I think the only other time it did something like that, it was the intro in the Ahsoka show.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do like. You're right when she's like on the motorcycle. Yeah, I know. I loved that. That was that out like that. Interesting. Like there's the one episode of Game of Thrones where with the Bear and the Maiden Fair, at the very beginning, like a pop rock punk version of it, which I think is kind of cool. Um, I don't mind that. I don't know. It was just very on the nose. Like
Two scripts.
yeah,
And just started singing.
But no, yeah. So it was. Yeah, it was like there was some interesting moments that popped out in
The whole flashback of episode 3, but now from the Jedi, from the they're not tech
a coven of some type
of so we see, Soul is well, and also Torben is 16-year-old kid.
Sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
Don't mean to pigeonhole y'all in one.
All us old people over here. I want to I can't do anything on an iPad. This moss. Yes, I do. I know all about it. All too well. But and they were talking about how what do they call it that happened on the planet because the planet was dead.
Okay, so that again is a High Republic series of Jedi. It's all based around this.
I'm reading right now.
Yeah, it's all gotten to the disaster yet.
Yeah.
The great called the Legacy Run that is essentially it's in hyperspace and it explodes and it goes into all different bits.
Yeah, they
keep emerging from hyperspace and hitting planets, and no matter even small bits going at that speed will do some serious damage. Survivor, that was they call back to that, and in this planet here.
There was a hyperspace.
There was a hyperspace, and that's what they're calling.
And that's they're calling back to that. So that hyperspace, everything on the planet, but then there was what are we calling it? And now suddenly all this life forms.
It's interesting because coupled because like Anakin Skywalker was a version,
and they said in the movies, this is the first time that Virgins has been around a person.
Not around a person. Yeah, because they even say, I found a Virgin.
Yeah. So it actually it was a little bit deeper to, like you said, to the book. So other Star Wars references.
The other thing that a lot of people will have gotten from this that I think is going to be, would have been if they didn't kill him off, but would have been interesting introspection about, when Kalmaka, like when he got his phone call in the middle of his podcast, controlled by the witches. Number one, when out of it, it looked like the witches died. Yes. That actually happened. I don't know what's like it caused trouble.
So that was pretty cool because by her pulling because they're all collectively, they were all together. Now she wound up killing them all at the same time. So that was pretty impressive. That
the thing that would have been interesting to maybe it kind of explains why he was when he was possessed, he grabbed what's his face by the face and used his claws.
Yes.
And in Wookiee claws, mad claws, and they'll like literally send them out. Like it's like you're banished.
You're out. You're banished.
So obviously he wasn't doing it himself, but I'd imagine
It's
that
still,
probably messed with him.
yeah.
When, he came to realize he had used his claws against a buddy of his.
And you even see on the ship afterwards when they're sat around, and he's very angry about it. And then when you see, if you go back and watch 2 episodes earlier, he was drawing all the witches' symbols and stuff on the walls over and over again because it did have such a PTSD, like a mind flare to him, that it just messed him up so much.
Yep.
So yeah, we did get this lightsaber battle.
It was fun. It wasn't as crazy as I thought it might be. It was just someone fighting a big guy. Lightsaber.
And it made me think, with the Force, you're so strong, but a Wookiee is so much stronger to start with.
Right.
So that's pretty formal.
They use the Force to enhance their strength. So they like, taking a Wookiee, and he's like, all right, I'm going to rip this person apart, but I'm using the Force to help me.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah, like, really fast. It's really quick.
Well, this is Rucker to the bar. He said,
I got it.
Did anything else happen?
So we go back.
All right. So that we kind of found out that like she did start the fire with the fire, but as often happens
in buildings, when you throw fire against stone, everything goes up in flames.
Well, the virgins that cause lights to come back, everything.
The stone walls.
Yeah.
We learn it's so also choices, so impatient and so willing to get off the planet. If we find this virgin, so so they're going to chase them down, right? That's you kids making your just whimsical decisions. So full of whimsy. It's 16. They just want to just get back to home. They don't want to hang out on this camping trip anymore. Digging up moss and boring, right? Right, Rucker?
I'm more confused about why they didn't just leave, because the Jedi said they could leave after fear.
We could do the thing that would make most people happy. Or we could do
the other thing. Yeah.
The council would want us to hear and cause a muck. They would want us to
well,
I got a gut feeling.
Saul was so determined to get, because he made fun of him early.
Right.
So then he sees May and Padawan. I'm going to make sure that this happens. Even though the council said, don't do it, I'm going to do it anyway. And then it said, okay, if we get them, I can go home, so I'm going to go do what I want to do. And then I was very confused with Mother Coral.
Yeah, so she went to become a big smoke monster in the town.
Right.
But Soul, I guess, saw her monster and decided this thing needs to die with my lightsaber.
He put the lightsaber through smoke. Apparently didn't.
She wasn't all. I guess she wasn't all smoke yet.
Right.
She had been all. Soul is striking. He was Mr. Sincere, the dad guy, the whole beginning. And the more we go in, the less I trust him.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to find out some dark stuff about him. Maybe he's the bad guy.
And what the stranger was saying last, I know why I'm bad. Why are you angry? whatever. So he definitely has something more in there. We did see he is the way he is, why he's angry and whatever. I I like the story. It's growing on me. I'm still Nick with you. The act like I give Lee Jones J a whole bunch of credit. He doesn't speak English.
He learned for this show.
So I give him so much credit for that.
Yeah, but the rest of the act
down there acting to compensate for his.
maybe
I don't know.
it's just not great acting.
It's not great acting. The acting was better because I like the story. I'm liking the story more. And both of these episodes, I rewatched them. We're going to be talking about them today. And on the rewind, talking about it and stuff, there's a lot of details in here that everybody is missing because the acting is so bad.
Right. They're just focusing on the quality of it, like the
product.
Yeah, which the story is going to suffer.
Yeah.
People are going
Wookie Kanaka first jumped down, they played Kylo Ren's music. I don't know if you heard it, but Kylo Ren's music played again. This is the third time in this series that they've played Kylo's music when
right.
Because, Kanaka was possessed into being a bad guy at that point in time. So they played his music again. So the writers and the producers are really trying to pull as much from the books, like you said, from the video games, from canon, from not canon, trying to combine things together. The Jedi that was on the council with the Conehead Jedi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the one thing that everybody was complaining early on was he shouldn't be there. He shouldn't have been born yet. He changed his birth date and to compensate for this type of thing. So they were even like stretching so not being born yet,
Right.
but they wanted to tie something in. They said, "Oh, this guy won't fit." So I'm giving them some more credit as we go along, but the problem is that just the product isn't great, and because it's not great, like even on episode 7 has a 4.4, and like
No, it's
just not good.
It's
Rucker said it's his favorite show of all time, so we're
that's true.
Rucker likes Bad Batch, right?
Yeah, Bad Batch is good. My favorite anime is Clone Wars.
That's a smart decision.
Yeah.
Have you watched Rebels?
Yes, that is my second.
Yeah, Rebels is also quality stuff.
Rebels is quality stuff. Both of those are very good quality. I think Rebels is a little easy because
It may last the next one, whereas in Clone Wars you have stretches that is like, let's take a break from the big story to go hang with.
And Clone Wars had a lot of 3 or 4 episode arcs, where Rebels was more of
season arcs.
Yeah, sure. So
yeah, I these those and get a good long finale out of it. But overall, it's not. I think it's better than Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, I think there's a post that said, "What would you rather see, Obi-Wan season 2 or Book of Boba Fett season 2?" And I I said, if Book of Boba Fett season 2 is way better than season 1, I'd rather see season 2 of Book of Boba Fett. Because it's going to be the same thing than Obi-Wan.
We will have one more breakdown of the Acolyte.
Oh, by the way, Nick, this is really funny. Our good friend over there, Rucker, wherever he is, watching down sideways, wherever he is, he did what I did when I was younger also with our email names. His email name, I'm not going to go through his whole thing, but when you get an email from him, his last name, Skywalker.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that
I was like,
Yeah.
I was never that hip.
No. Well, mine, I was because I was a big Beverly Hills 90210 fan.
Oh,
Yeah. So it was right as soon as when Dylan McKay was written off the show and supposedly died, and then he came back 3 seasons later, I wanted to make sure that his name lived on in infamy. So that was in the middle of mine.
okay.
It was Dylan McKay was in the middle of it. And I sent an email to a principal thanking him for a job interview.
As that.
Yeah. So it was a little embarrassing. So Rucker, just keeping in mind for you as you go on, when you send a reply to a professional, just change the last name.
Later on when you're maybe applying for schools and stuff, maybe just
yeah.
make sure that it says your name and not Skywalker.
But for now, keep it. It's awesome.
But thanks for being on, Rucker. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah.
When is your next do you have a date for your next competition?
Not right now.
All right. Well, so now you're just kind of in maintenance training mode, just keeping pushing to the next step.
Yeah.
Great.
Does your school have a weightlifting team, or is it just strictly through the gym?
Strictly through the gym. Apparently, my school used to have one, but it no longer does.
Well, maybe you can be the one that starts.
There you go. You start it back up again.
That's right.
Well, we're rooting for you.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully, 4-8 years from now, we see your name in the Olympics. If not, it's not a letdown. Believe you me. I don't want you to feel let down if that doesn't happen.
I do.
Nick
I want you to feel terrible if that doesn't happen. How could you? You know, I was in the Olympics at the age of 7.
He was
7 years old.
I used to tell the kids, some of them didn't get it, and some of them were like, "You're an idiot." No, I told them that I was in the Olympics for javelin catching.
That's not a thing.
And they're like, "Wait, what?" And I said, "Yeah, I caught one that was 700 feet, thrown 700." They're like, "Nobody throws a javelin that far." And I'm like, "No, you didn't even understand that I said I was catching the javelin." So yeah. So there you go.
So yeah, we have we're very glad to have you, Rucker. Thank you for hanging out with a couple old dudes and talking a little Star Wars and regale. We wish you much luck in your future endeavors of picking up heavy things and putting them back down. And thanks for joining us.
It's like track. We run fast and then we stop.
That's right.
And also with your orchestra too.
That's right. Keep playing the violin.
You could play the violin with some guy named John Williams someday. I don't know if you ever heard that guy or not.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
John Williams is getting kind of old. He's 96 now.
Do you listen to John Williams?
Yes.
As you should. Check it out. And you should also check out Tom Amin. He does a lot of good Star Wars stuff. We haven't talked to Tom in a while.
We haven't talked to Tom in a while. We just got to
anyway, it's been a pleasure. We will be back with the finale of Acolyte once that airs, and hopefully we will be coming back with, oh my gosh, that blew my mind. That totally made up for the entirety of the rest of the season.
Right. When we're like, wow.
I can't believe Darth Jar Jar was actually behind it the entire time. Yeah. Incredible, and it's totally worth it. And
Rucker's going to come back and tell us that he deadlifted 700 kilos.
Yes, 700 kilos. Two Volkswagens with me and Rob saying neither one of them.
That's right.
That's right. But thank you very much.
Thank you, buddy.
To Rucker, to all of you out there, and from all of us here at Bantha Milk Podcast headquarters, we have spoken.
We have